recording.
Yes.
All right, Cat's Paw Framer. We recording from Chalmette, Louisiana, because we broke and poor. I got a little bit of a mock-up here, and it's ghetto. I'm telling you, this thing is ghetto. I went and bought one 2x4. I got it screwed into this post right here, and I got this, show this level. I'm leveling the, yeah, it's kind of level. We had a few. So I got a leg over here holding this end up. So I'm gonna square off to this 6x6 right here, and I'm gonna put my square up to it. This is basic. I'm just trying to give you a basic idea of what we got going on. So I'm square for the most part right here. I put a line. Now what I'm gonna try to show you is up here I have a line. This line is going to represent where a shed roof is going to die into a second story, and we got to cut out siding or whatever we got to do. We got to, from there, we got to put some flashing in. We got to put some roofing material so that shingles, whatever it is that we got to reduce down. But this is where our rafter stock is going to die into. So we already calculated that we got plywood and we got shingles, underlayment, flashing. So whatever that is, that's what it is. Here's where our rafter stock is going to die into. My purpose today, and I might make another video, but right now I'm trying to give you a foundation where when you have this mark right here, can you see this pencil line? Go ahead. The pencil line is going to be the absolute mark where your rafter is going to die into. If you got that, you can back it off. So I've had this situation happen many times, and we get it done. We figure out how to get a rafter in here, and it works, you know. But when you try to do it with the math and the calculator, sometimes it doesn't really work right. I'm going to tell you a foolproof way to scribe this rafter in where it's going to work. And you know, I'm not with all these videos that show how scribing is these things fit perfectly. I don't do that. Once I make this mark, I might have it a little open, it might be a little closed, but believe me, when you're in a pinch and you're trying to figure out how to do this, this is going to get you 95% of the way, and it's going to make you money. All right. So what I'm going to do right now, and I might not have a full amount enough for a tail, but I know my plate, and show them the plate. Come over here, come this way, and take a shot down that plate like that. So this is level. I think she got the level at the beginning. Here's my wall plate. Now normally you're gonna have plywood, so you're gonna have 4 inches instead. It's a 2x4, so it's gonna be 4 inches instead of 3.5. But for instructional purposes, I'm just gonna do the 3.5. Okay. So I can take whatever that wall plate. I take a little block, or I can use a framing square. I can use a tape measure. But a block is going to be easier because it's all over the job site. And it's going to be a little easier to manage a small block like this rather than a framing square. Now if I throw a framing square up here, you'll see how it wants to jog back and forth constantly, and it doesn't want to really work with you well. But you can use that. A block, kind of throw it up there, and it's going to basically sit where you want it. You got a little bit of surface area to latch on there, right? So the first thing you're gonna do, hopefully you got 2 people. If you don't have 2 people, this might be a little difficult. And I'm still trying to work on a jig where I can, you know, if you got 20 rafters to scribe, and you trying to, we production framers, we trying to get this job done. We don't got time to bullshit around, okay? Sometimes you're just gonna make one scribe and you're gonna do it for all of them. But that looks like crap whenever you got some open bird's mouths and you got. We want to be professionals. So when I get that jig, when I figure out how to do it, I'm gonna get that to you guys. But the way I'm gonna get the scribe is, now I got this, the back end of that right there is not long enough. And you know, I'm probably gonna have to go get this, the board that I got right there, I probably should have switched out. So let me show you what to do right here. Get down here real close to where I'm at.
Where's here?
Get down here. Just point that. So now I'm not saying do this, but you're gonna have, you know, if you extend this board out, that's what you want right there. Okay? This board is too short. This is not the right length to be able to do the scribe properly. You need another couple inches here, you know, to get it. But I don't have that, so I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna imagine that this is sitting on the edge here, okay? So just imagine that. Keep it in your head. Up at the top. So you see where the line is at. So my block, I'm gonna go tight to my wall right here. This block is sitting tight. So I would imagine, you know, you think you gotta level out from there or square out. Whatever you do, you know, if this is an old wall, you might want to take a level and level out because this thing could be messed up. If it's new construction, just use your square. Really, it don't matter. You just gotta have it close and it's gotta look right. So I got my block up here. Now I want the edge of this board, the plane, with the wall plate width. You need to hear that. You need to hear that. The wall plate width. So if it's 4 inches with your plywood, it needs to be a 1/2 inch here. We're not doing that. We're doing 3.5 for instructional purposes. So you may have to make a block that's 4 inches to do this. Once you got that, that's your scribe at the top. Now, you gotta hold that in place to get the level scribe at the bottom. You gotta hear what I just said. This has to stay in the same spot right there in order for me to scribe it level at the bottom. Okay? So, however that happens, whether you got a guy up here holding this and you can make a mark on the wall where the corner hits. This one didn't even touch it. So it's literally me saying to my helper or the other framer or whatever, they're gonna know what to do. They're gonna hold it in place right there. Now what you gonna do at the bottom? At the bottom, now let me just transfer it. We're gonna pretend now. This is imagination happening right now. The tail is gonna extend over a little bit. But if it's in place at the top, you got, see I have my square level here? Or it's gonna square out and I'm gonna make this mark. Now what happens is, what I had at the top was 3.5. Now at the bottom, because it's level, all I'm doing is I'm shifting that board over to where it's gonna die directly in to that line, all right? If you're hungover or you just had a brain fart and you can't, you like, my math, I'm punching these numbers in, it ain't working for whatever reason, but I gotta make something happen now. I just got this job 2 days ago, and my boss gave me a roof to do, and now I'm like I don't know what, I forgot, I data dumped everything. Get your ass up here, do what I just did, scribe that rafter in, cut it, cut one on that side, cut one on the other side, run your string line on that heel height. Now whatever, if the plate dips or any kind of crazy stuff like that, it's fine. Whenever you do this, lift that board, get your helper to lift that rafter up, touch that string, And then you're gonna, from the string, you that's where you know to get that heel height. Okay, so you might not be bearing 100% on that plate. You might have, you know, a quarter inch, a half inch back, but your roof is gonna plane perfectly. All right. So I'm gonna have more stuff to come on how you can do it mathematically. We want to try to use math as much as we can, but we got to make sure that the job site is right. We got to take our string out there and really get planing corner to corner. We got to get the wall plates planing and a couple of other things. That's it for now. I hope this helps some people, and I'm sure it will.